All right, friends, we are ready to hop, jump, and roll over to the next run of Platinum Quest 106 levels by thearst3rd. T-Hurst, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Then let's roll.
All right, welcome everybody. I'm thearst3rd. I'm going to be playing Platinum Quest 106 levels. This is your standard ball rolling game. Get the ball from the start to the finish. I've been playing this game for quite a while. I'm one of the people who maintains the game now, so if there are bugs, it's my fault. Sorry. But yeah, we're gonna get going, and we're gonna play all of the non-bonus levels. But that's the theme of Completithon. So yeah, I'm ready to get going. So if there's anything need to do first, but I think we're just about ready to go. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna start the run, and time starts when I click this play button, which will happen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Platinum Quest. It is a fan-made mod of Marble Blast Gold, which some people might be familiar with if you played it on your school iMacs. Came out in 2017, and it's got tons and tons of features and crazy stuff, which we'll be getting to see today. If you're already familiar with the game, I'm using the power-ups and whatever to get to the finish. This level kind of crash courses all of them, but it already stows off some of the new stuff that you can do in this game with special gravity triggers and whatnot. This level goes over all the hazards. So here I'll use the bumper to actually give me an advantage there and get to the to this next platform quicker. Here I'm gonna do a little jump to get over this. So if you're not too familiar with marble rollers, basically it's a physics-based game, so you really got to be careful about what you're doing, because one little bump on the road can send you the wrong direction, and you really got to learn how to control the marble. But once you do know how to control the marble, it's really satisfying to be able to pull off shortcuts and strategies in this game, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So this level introduces the different frictions. So here's ice, which is slippery. Here we have space, which is almost completely frictionless, so you gotta pretty much have the right velocity and whatnot before you even get on it. This game has checkpoints, thankfully, so if you fall off after getting a checkpoint, which are those little pentagons, at least lets you respawn where you were, so you don't need to redo the whole level. But some levels don't have them, and we'll be getting to those later. If a level has gems in it, this is the first one, you have to collect all the gems before you can proceed to the next level. That's this game's way of, you know, making there be routing choices and other challenges where you got to get the gems and not miss them. This level kind of just gives you a lot of them. This game also has a radar, which was carried over from Marble Blast Ultra. If you've played that one for the Xbox 360. They re-implemented that into the Marble Blast Gold engine for this mod, and maybe Marble Blast Platinum, which came before it as well. But there's a radar. It helps you find the gems. Let's see if I can... Oh, I hit the thing, so I didn't get the good cycle, but that's okay. This game...
You played a lot of marble games, right?
I've played a lot of marble games. And this one's very unique. So this game introduced the concepts of a physics modifier, basically another tool you can use to make levels. So in this one, there's a combination of they lower the gravity in this central area and also increase the jump height. Oops, I totally messed it up. But you can see here, when you're inside these little, you know, smoke patterns, you get an increased jump height and low gravity, so you can kind of see that happening inside this region. And this game does lots of things like that. There's tons of different effects. There's ones that make it so you can't jump. That should have made it. Let's try that again. Here. And there's tons of others that you'll see used throughout, which is used to make some pretty creative levels. Here, this level introduces the quota game mode. And this game has lots of game modes where in this one you don't need to get every single gem. You only need to reach a certain quota. In the case of this level, you need to get half of the gems of the level. Oops, let's get that. And so, you know, it's kind of a pathfinding challenge to choose which gems are you going to get. Oops, I want that. Let's get these. How did I miss that? And yeah, and you can get achievements and stuff for getting all of the gems in the gem quota, but for this run we don't have to do that. So one thing that makes...
What are there?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just curious. What are the requirements for this run? What is 106? What's this all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So this game is actually pretty unique for most marble rollers, in which the levels themselves actually have unlock requirements to unlock the level, and beating levels will unlock later levels, as opposed to just beating a level takes you to the next level. So this is a good... Wow, this is a very good spawn here. But so normally you just beat a level, it takes you to the next level, and then you beat that level and it takes you to the next level. This game, beating levels actually unlocks certain later levels. And so for any percent run of this game, there's actually basically a routing oops. Basically, you can do routing, not just within the levels, but which levels you do to get all the way to the end. But here for 106 levels, we play it, more like a normal marble game, where every single level, you just go to the next level and play it that way. So this game also does have a section of bonus levels that aren't part of the main campaign. This run doesn't do those, but those levels are also pretty cool and unique. I am not having a good time on this level. Normally you want to do this level without falling off. I mean, I guess that's what you'd expect. And yeah, this level was a lap level, so those were also introduced with this game.
Oh, that's so cool.
Alright, so here I'm going to get the super speed here, which is just a power-up that when you use it, it gives you a little speed boost forward. And actually my strat involves bouncing on this, which gives me a good chance to use the super speed to land. Oh, I didn't quite land on the water. Hopefully we're fine. The water, when you land on it, as water does in games, it just makes you have no fall damage, aka you don't bounce. Luckily we're fine. If you start bouncing there, you can hit these pillars and they send you backwards, and that's annoying when it happens. But luckily it didn't happen, so we're all good. Alright, so that was the beginning of the that was the end of the tutorial section. Now we're into beginner, but fear not, there's more mechanics. The tutorial hasn't gone over all of them. This level introduces water, which the most fun thing about water is the bubble power-up, which is this one. When you're in water, you can use the bubble to give you a boost up. It just gives you a little bit of a constant force up. And it also makes your marble bouncy. And so you can use the bubble right when you're about to hit a wall, and you bounce off the wall with high speed. And that's very satisfying when you can do that. In the original Marble Blast games, there are trapdoors. This level introduces fading platforms, which are very similar, as in when you touch them, then they kind of go away, but it's slightly different in that they fade away rather than just moving down. So this level, these time travels, which I haven't mentioned actually, time travels are a very cool mechanic in this game, where when you pick up a time travel, it stops the clock for a few seconds. And that's really important for doing IL levels, because lots of levels involve getting the most time travels that you can, or getting a time travel at the beginning and making sure time stays frozen all the way till the end. In this game, there's also negative time travel, so in that last level, I got one, and it added 5 seconds to my clock. But for RTA, we don't care about either kind of time travel, because unfortunately, we haven't yet figured out a way to pause the real-world clock. If someone figures that out, that'd be really nice, but we haven't figured that one out yet. Oh, I was supposed to get a skip there, but since we haven't figured it out, we can just skip them, because the real-world clock does not care about the IL clock. So this level introduces cannons. There's multiple different types of cannons. And here we're actually skipping using them just by going from platform to platform rather than going back. But yeah, we'll see more cannons used throughout the game. This one introduces 2D levels. I feel like I'm saying this level introduces many times, but I guess all these levels are introducing all the mechanics. So here's 2D, also new to this game. And it's not true 2D because it can send you between different sections, which is pretty cool. There's a nice super speed strat to with bounces that get you to the next part of the level. Ideally, I want to make it up there so I can get in here for the cycle. Actually, I think I'm going to be fine. Yeah, we're fine anyway. And these green platforms are kind of bouncy. When you touch them, you just get a little bit of a bounce in the air.
I keep on hearing something that sounds like somebody's talking. Is that a unique sound effect, or is that something of just the level? Or
so when you pick up power-ups, you hear the name of the power-up. So here you might have just heard the word teleporter because I picked up a teleporter. And at the beginning of the level, there's also ready, set, go. So there's a few voiced lines in this game. So that might be what you're hearing. Yeah, I'm using the teleporter to put myself on the finish, and then once I get that last gem, I activate the teleporter to bring me right to the finish.
So what is this sound pack I hear that can be activated?
So, when I play this game, I've just so that it's more fun. Oh, I need that gem. I made a little sound pack, which makes some, silly sounds, which Osmorn accepted this as a donation incentive, so it's stupid, but you can blame him. Basically, it just replaces some of the hazard sounds or, failure sounds with some silly sounds. So, for example, if I go out of bounds, it does the SpongeBob boo-womp, which...
That kind of sounds amazing. I wouldn't blame it for anything. That sounds like thank you.
Absolutely. It really makes... If you're on a really good run and then you fall out of bounds and you're just feeling really sad because you fell out of bounds, hearing boo-womp, it cheers you up just a little bit,
It definitely does.
It also makes it so when you hit some of the mines or nukes in this game, which are different things in this game, it does either the reverb, the reverb fart sound. I'm sure you know the one I'm talking about, or the vine boom sound. So, oops, I did not do that right. And I think there's like one or two more stupid ones. So that's the sound pack. If you want to hear silly sounds, then donate to the donation incentive.
Yes, please do. We need $45 to hear these amazing sounds. You can do that with !donate in the chat.
Legendary. Alright, so this is my favorite new game mode they introduced. It's called Gem Madness. And basically, they just throw a whole bunch of gems onto the level, and you want to get as many of them as you can and get the highest score that you can. But for RTA, it's pretty cool because there's a minimum required score to beat these types of levels. And actually, it's a new routing challenge to just find the smallest amount that you need in the fastest path that you can do to beat the level. So that's my favorite new game mode that was added to Platinum Quest. It's very reminiscent of the Gem Hunt mode, which is similar, but it spawns random gems everywhere rather than them being in fixed positions. So, and again, we'll get to see that in this run. I actually already played a level of it, but it was pretty quick and I was explaining something else. So we'll get to see more of that soon. This ending here, oh, I had the chance to go, but... Oh! I'm gonna try that again. You want to enter the finish from the side, but if you fail it, then you can bounce on the little thing at the top that's meant to show you where the finish is. Okay, so this is Gem Hunt. This was the multiplayer mode that was part of Marble Blast Ultra. So if you ever played Marble Blast Ultra on the Xbox 360, this is the multiplayer mode where it just spawns gems, and your goal is to collect more gems than your opponent. And some gems are worth more, so in Marble Blast Ultra, if you ever see a blue gem, then your neurons get activated because that one is worth 5 points, and so you really want to get there before your opponent. In Platinum Quest, they added a platinum gem, which is worth 10. Actually, they added that in Marble Blast Platinum, I think, which is another fan mod. And so, when you see that, that's really exciting. But for RTA, basically, it's just try to get the minimum score possible. On this level, we need 50 points to beat the level. And wow, I wish I got this spawn earlier. I just need one gem. There we go. And a new feature that we added relatively recently as part of the 2.10 update into this game was the ability to exit a gem hunt level once you have enough gems, which is specifically for RTA speedrunning mode. You might notice that there is a timer in the top left. That's the RTA speedrun time, which is a community-made edition, which just lets you time runs, and it automatically removes loading times and all that, so everyone can play on an even playing ground. Because this game's loading times can vary quite a bit between computers.
That's really great that they included that.
Yep. And that's my shameless plug. I added that because I'm one of the maintainers of this. So specifically so that I could do RTA speedrunnings and help make it more accessible to more people. So, and since doing it, more people have done RTA runs. So I think it's mission success.
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. I mean, making things more accessible for everyone, like making education for girls, making games. I mean, accessibility. Let's get that.
Absolutely. So make sure you get some donations in. I don't have to be the host to say that. I can say that. I'm the runner. I can say that.
Of course you can say that. You can say, of course. I have no objections with you taking my job. I mean, wait.
Okay, that was. So I'm gonna try a really cool strat here at the end to just skip this entire ending section. Let's see if I get it. Oh, my jump didn't come out. But you can skip that whole ending section and go straight to the end, and it feels really cool when you get it. But it's difficult because you have a very small window. I'll try it one more time. Nice. Okay, that skipped the whole ending, which is very satisfying when you get it. Here's another gem madness level. I just need to get 15 gems, and again, the blue gems are worth 5. You know, neurons activated. So I'm just gonna try and get a couple gems here, and then no, I didn't get enough on the way up, so I'll just get some here. Ideally, you want to get 2 of those. Oh man, really? 14? Okay, that's fine. Alright, so if you ever played Marble Blast Ultra, you might remember the level Black Diamond, which was everybody's favorite level. I mean, it was my favorite level. And so this level is kind of like that, in which it's just a downward slope, and you gain ludicrous amounts of speed. And it's very satisfying. And normally the finish triggers are pretty small, but for this level and a couple others that are speed-based, they actually extend them upwards. So here you see I finished the level way in the air. Normally you can't do that. But on levels like this, you can. Alright, so here I'm going to abuse a checkpoint. So I just go to earlier in the level and hit a checkpoint trigger, and then I can respawn at the checkpoint. Oops, I messed that up. Let's try that again. And this is another lap level, so hopefully we'll get to see that again. But it's faster than going the intended way. Here I skip the gravity modifier, and I'll do the same checkpoint trick. There we go.
Always amazed at people finding these really cool tricks.
Yeah.
Just you never would find normally. How do you find them? Just dumb luck or lots of practice, or how do you find these tricks?
Well, I think it's just, 22 years of experience now. The original game, Marble Blast Gold, came out in 2003. Oop, I totally missed that. Let's try again. So, people have been honing their marble skills since then, and, it's... Nowadays, it can kind of just be second nature that you see a level and you smell the shortcut, you see it, you're like, okay, there's a shortcut here.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, that's the cool thing here. This is the last beginner level, and we're gonna get this gem in the air here. Get that gem. And if you played Marble Blast Gold, the last beginner level on Marble Blast Gold is Grand Finale. And this level is kind of the spiritual... It's like the spiritual successor to Grand Finale. Because you might remember there's the gravity part that goes upside down. If you play... Oh, no, I got an edge hit. That's not what I wanted. Well, let's try this again. So it's kind of based on that, and it ties together a bunch of the mechanics that you've seen as a sort of gauntlet to make sure you remember how to play the game and what the hazards are. And showing off some cool new mechanics like the gravity, you know, the smoothly transforming gravity. Again, that's new to this game, and it's a pretty cool feature. Oops.
I also been wondering, can you customize what your marble looks like?
Yep, this is my own custom skin, and there's a bunch of skins built in, but you can also make your own. And you can also make custom 3D models too, and we have some talented 3D modelers who've made some really cool stuff. All right, so you might know.
That is really cool.
Yes, I agree. Some of them are really cool. So you might notice that the music is broken. There's some downsides to using a game engine that's from 2003. This is one of them. This game's audio system is just not good. And, you know, when it's a fan-made mod, there's only so much you can do to fix it. But hypothetically, it might be improving in the future because... ooh, very good spawn. One thing that a massive community reverse engineering effort took place recently where one of our community members reverse engineered the 23-year-old binary into usable C++ code, and now we have an engine. Oh, it was 35, not 45. Actually, it was already done. So actually, this engine that I'm playing on now, which we released in December of last year, is reverse engineered from the ground up, and so that's a huge effort. That's like the community is so grateful. But some audio bugs remain. I mean, it is a very faithful reverse engineer. So here, you know, sometimes the game's soundtrack just turns into this. So I apologize. But this is a very smooth run of this level. Oh, unless I fall off right there, which luckily I didn't. That's a very smooth level when you can successfully do it. Alright, so there's a couple blender levels in this game. As in, like, literally this is just a blender. Here's one of them where the gems are in fixed positions. Let's get that. And... Go ahead.
Are the gems usually in random positions in the levels, or?
No, they're usually in fixed positions, but the gem hunt levels, they're in random positions. And so we'll get to see a similar level to this, but in a gem hunt form. So you have to navigate your way around a level with randomly spawning gems with this big, you know, beam in the middle that's spinning around. That's pretty fun. Here's Exoplanet, and again, really just like showcasing this game's new gravity mechanics. Ooh, that was also a very good spawn. You need one more gem. One more gem. Please. There we go. That's a pretty cool level. I'm a fan. Here we got another lap level. So we shall make our way around. And again, with custom gravity. Please let me through. Okay, good. I was worried I might get crushed by the crusher. Well... I hit a wall. Let's try that again. Let's go to these cannons. A lot of these levels, there's not too much to say. They're pretty fun to play. Although the lap levels can be kind of frustrating if you're going for a good IL time, because you pretty much have to do the level 3 times. And to get the best challenge times, you gotta do it 3 times perfectly each time. So not like this. But when you get it, it's very satisfying.
Hey, these levels are the same. Do you mind if I take a quick moment to tell everyone about our event?
Absolutely, go for it.
We are complete. I can speak English. Hello. Completithon is a charity event dedicated to completionist speedruns. This includes 100% all collectibles, or even categories where you collect all of a specific collectible, such as all red berries or all shrines, just to name a few. If you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter to get updates about future events. And by the way, if you didn't know, you can put !donate in the chat to donate towards cool incentives like the funny sound that he mentioned earlier.
You're not going to want to miss that.
We've got a donation of $20 from Paragon. Good luck, Mr. Marble Man.
Yo, thank you, Paragon.
There you go. Put this towards that silly sound.
Let's go. Shout out to Paragon. God Gamer. Alright, so it took a couple tries, but I got a nice skip there. This is the quota level, so there was a gem earlier, but luckily we can just skip it, because it's faster to get this gem at the end. Well, when I don't bounce on the wrong thing, but let's get that. And some more custom gravity shenanigans. With bumpers that will easily throw you off, but luckily it didn't, luckily I didn't get thrown off there. Here's another gem hunt level. The score here is 40. I should probably be saying them both so the audience knows, and also so I don't forget and think it's 45 when it's actually 35, which I did in that other level. Whoops. But here it's 40. One nice thing about this mode is that in the single player, it always gives you a pretty good spawn at the start with one of the platinum gems, assuming there are platinum gems in the level. And so hopefully you don't need to be restarting too often, but it can be a strategy. If you're going for an IL, good score, you'll probably still want to restart. Of course, it gives me 39, which is one less than I need. So and then it gives me a super epic spawn for the next one. So, sometimes that's just how it goes.
I'm sorry, was your ball just in a helicopter?
Yes. So, I didn't really go over this game's base power-ups. Let's go over them now. So, the gyrocopter, which is the one that I was just in, is the most broken power-up. It just basically lowers your gravity for like 10 seconds or a couple seconds. I don't know how many seconds, actually. I feel like I should know that. But it just lowers your gravity, and so you can fly over enormous gaps and just completely demolish some levels, especially in the base game, Marble Blast Gold and Marble Blast Ultra. There's also the super jump, which I'm going to be using soon, which just gives you a little bit of a vertical boost. So here I'm going to get this and then use a super jump. I hit the wall. I wasn't supposed to do that, but you can see it gave me a vertical boost. There's also a super speed, which just sends you forward. And then there's the super bounce and shock absorber, which make you extra bouncy and not bouncy at all, respectively. So quite a few power-ups, and again, this game adds more. The teleporter we've seen, the bubble we've seen, so there's quite a lot in this game. So if you're an inexperienced Marble, it might be a bit overwhelming at first, but also you don't play through the levels as quickly as I'm blazing through them now, so it's maybe not as bad, because you can take your time on each level. Let's try that again. Here I'm supposed to stay on this red path. There's actually just a couple triggers I need to make sure I hit. You don't need to strictly stay on the path, but if it doesn't say wrong way, then we're good, and it didn't say it, so we're good. Alright. Ooh, good spawn. This level does not have platinums, so the fact that it gave me 2 blue gems is very good. I need 30. And I'm glad it did not give me the spawn that's where the tornado is down there. The tornado will constantly pull you towards the center. And especially in the on the like little bowl area that it's in, it can be really annoying. But luckily it did not spawn it there. Alright, this level is called Level from a Forgiving Mind. I don't know who called it that, because this is actually a pretty ridiculous level. Especially if you try taking like this planet thing over there that changes gravity. Which is faster, but it's very difficult, so I don't do it. I just take a safer path. Oh no, I didn't get a checkpoint. No, let's do that again.
It's okay. You're just making more marathons so we can raise more money for Girls Make Games.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. It's all planned. Let's do that again. And yeah, you can see these fade platforms are disappearing, which makes it more difficult. These ones respawn after a bit, so it doesn't make the level incompletable, but some levels do, and that might be an issue later. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens. All right, here's the other blender level, and again, this is a gem hunt level, and so that means everything is random. So hopefully I don't get too trolled. Oops. And you can fall off in a gem hunt level, it's fine. It doesn't reset your progress, it just respawns you at the beginning. How did I miss that? Let's do that again.
Music in this level is kind of a bop.
Yeah, this game's soundtrack is pretty good. Again, they're all, fan-made. Everything in this game is fan-made. And yeah, the music is pretty good. Oh, I got trapped inside one of the fading blocks. That's kind of funny. Okay, I need to get 40. So this was not a very good... This is not a very good run of the level, but there we go, we got it. Alright, so this level involves ice, called freezing point. So, where the ice comes in. See it?
Ice physics?
Yes, so, like I mentioned, ice is slippery. But there's also these ice crystals that when you touch them, which you want to avoid them, it freezes you for just a couple seconds. So let's see if I can get all of these in one. Nope, I fell through. That's fine. At least this game has a, at least this level has a little safety mechanism. If you don't get all of the gems when you go through, it'll teleport you back up to the top. That was good there. I got that ice shard. They're called the shards, which meant I didn't need to take an alternate path. And we'll jump to the end, going through these rainbow things with no gravity.
Didn't.
It's kind of fun.
For a second, it felt like Mario Kart, Rainbow Road.
That's actually, it actually did. It's cool. Oops, let's try that again. Some of these, like the fade platforms, are on cycles, and so I want to, I generally know what cycles I'm trying to hit, so I want to make sure I'm on the right one. And if I mess it up, sometimes it's easier to just reset. So let's get this checkpoint here, and then final one. There we go. Nice. That level can go very wrong, so that was actually pretty good. Alright, here's Castle Colossus, another quota level. This level has quite a lot of gems in it, and we're going to be getting a specific subset of them. And yeah, you can see it's kind of just a bunch of little sub-challenges here. It's got ice. Now, sand is a very high friction surface, so when you're on sand, you get a lot of traction. Which, can't say that's the most realistic, but, it at least makes for fun gameplay.
It almost tracks. I love puns. Chat, send me some puns so we can get some funny donation sounds.
All right, here I'm going to use the teleporter after getting that gem to bring me back up to the top. And now I can go and get another set of these gems. Oh, I missed that one. Which is fine. There's a backup gem down here that I can get. Which is this one. And I like to use the teleporter, not for any speed reason, but because it's funny to get teleported back to the top. I need 25 here. We'll go with this. It's not quite enough to win. You can win this level in one spawn if you get a nice spawn, but I just need 4 more.
Super speed.
There we go. I mentioned the blues are worth 5 and platinum are worth 10. Red are worth 1 and yellow is worth 2. So that's the way score is handled in Gem Hunt and Gem Madness. For all other levels, 1 gem is 1 gem, and that's all it is. So I don't know. I think this level kind of shows like the origin of gems or like where they make gems. There's a little like mining factory, which is kind of cool, and there's a little part that's full of gems that we passed by. So I don't know. There might be some lore here.
Lore, I love lore.
Yeah, it's a marble game, so there's not much lore, but I guess
we'll just roll with it.
Yeah. All right, go. Normally you'd want to get that time travel, but for RTA, again, if someone figures out how to pause real life, that'd be really sick. But for now, we'll just skip those.
You're saying basically when somebody needs to invent a time machine to pause this game?
Yeah,
or...
that'd be really convenient if somebody figured that out.
Wouldn't it?
That would improve the RTA speedrun. So I think that's a good reason that people should look into inventing time travel, right? All right, this level I need 25.
Exactly.
Let's do one more. There we go. Not bad. Here's a fun one. This one's, in a sense, it's almost like a 2D level. Here, there's no floor and there's no ceiling, but there's also no gravity. And so this level is all about air control and going quick and making sure you can, you're accelerating as much as possible, but not too much that you go out of control and you bounce on the wall. Because if you bounce on the wall, if you touch the wall, you're pretty much done. It'll send you bouncing either up or down, doesn't matter. There's an out of bounds trigger right next to the marble either way, so you gotta be careful of that. And it's a lap level, but the level geometry changes each lap, so it just kind of feels like a normal level.
Minus the floor being missing.
Yeah. True. That's pretty abnormal.
Yeah, it's throwing me for a loop real hard right now.
Sub-minute is pretty good. Alright. Now this level, I've always gotten vibes that this level could have been a level from Marble Blast Platinum, which is the prequel to this game, or the predecessor, I guess I should say. While Marble Blast Gold came out in 2003, and Marble Blast Ultra came out for the Xbox 360 in 2006, a fan mod of Marble Blast Gold called Marble Blast Platinum came out in 2007. And that's... so this is a good while ago, and it was very difficult. It was made by and for speedrunners. But yeah.
It's not difficult?
Hitting the donate button. Am I right?
That somebody has done that.
Let's go.
We have Jenna1337
thank you,
has donated
Jenna.
$100. Shout outs to my favorite marble player, thearst3rd. Sorry. Put this towards the silly sound, so I think you can turn on your silly sound
let's
button
go.
now.
All right. And then this level, I need 45 points, but let's turn on the silly sounds. So hopefully they don't come into play that much. And also my sound pack is based on Marble Blast Gold. So some of the sounds have changed to Marble Blast Gold sounds. Again, this is just the sound effect pack that I genuinely play with this most of the time. So we will get to hear some silly sounds, but maybe not in this level. Okay,
I just want to say briefly, thank you so much for the donations, and just keep pushing mods to help girls make games. Thank you so much, chat.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and Jenna is from Bez modding community, so keep it up. She's making some cool things. Also, there you got to hear the boo womp sound if you were paying attention. Let's do it again. Oh no! Womp. It's really it's really a great sound. Like I said, it cheers you up when you fall out of bounds at the end of a really good run, and you're just so disappointed that you fell. But the boo womp, it cheers you up inside. And we'll get to hear some more goofy sounds later. So this level, Centripetal Forest, is, for the IL, it's very difficult. Because you basically need to jump between these platforms. And unlike most levels where, if you're off by a second, you're just off by a second. Oh, did I? I wasn't supposed to take that. Whoops. Brain farted. In most levels, if you're off by a second, you're off by a second. That's okay. You just doesn't really, you know, you'll just get a time that's a second slower. Here, if you're off by a second, the platforms don't line up. And then you got to go all the way around the entire level and waste a ton of time. So here we just do a pretty simple route. And luckily, the mistake I made did not lose time. Here's the most difficult intermediate level. We're in intermediate. This level is the most difficult intermediate level because you got to be quick. It's on a timer. There's these blocks falling from the sky that, I mean, you can look for them, but then you're not looking at where you're going. I have 10 seconds left. Okay, got that, and we're good. That's a very difficult level. And in an RTA speedrun, it's way too easy to get hit just a little bit too much by those blocks, and then you don't have enough time. But we're all good here. This level, Diminishing Returns, is all about diminishing platforms. The fading platforms, they go away when you're on them. And so you got to be kind of quick as to not let them fully disappear. And here, this platform, you got to keep jumping, otherwise the platform that you're on will fade too quickly. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go for a shortcut here where the top one fades faster than the bottom. Oh, I failed the jump. Let's try it again. I might be able to still do it. Okay, cool. I made it onto the top platform, and this one fades faster than the bottom. So by being on here, I actually saved some time. That's cool. That's a good strat to get. Now we're in a 2D section, and we basically just gotta wait for all these platforms to fade out.
Is that graffiti on the wall?
Yeah. You can see it says PQ. Which is the game. We're playing PQ.
So we are. That's really cool.
Yeah. This game has some cool visuals. I like the game's art style. Alright, so here I'm gonna use
games
this.
Have like a little bit cute things like that.
I agree. There I use a little slope to get to skip up to a later part of the level. And we're gonna be, I skipped over a gem, but we're gonna be getting basically all the gems sort of on the way down of this level. So here I use the shock absorber. Again, that cancels all of your bounce, so I was able to land on the ground without bouncing. And here I'm gonna use the water to do a trick. Very nice. The high friction of water, which again, I don't know if that really makes sense, but the high friction lets you build up, if you build up a lot of spin, you can use that spin on a high friction surface to send you just shooting off. And I used that to skip some platforming. And to the finish. That was pretty clean. Alright, so here I'm going to bounce once and then land on that sand, which again is a high friction surface. And during that startup time, I was able to build up a bunch of spin. And so by landing on the sand, I can convert all of that spin into speed. Okay, this is not very fast, but that's okay. Oh, don't go in there. No! Okay, that was a mistake on my part. Let's go back.
Super speed.
Whoa! Oh, let's try it again. Ooh, womp. Yeah, but again, the sand just lets you convert all of your spin into speed very quickly. And that's a very good feature. Alright, take the bounce platform to get to that gem. Here, again, I'll use the sand to get some height there. Now we're done with this one island. I can shoot directly into the cannon to the other island. And here I'm going to do one of my favorite edge hits in the game. Check this out. I'm just going to roll. Boom. Skips going up a pretty difficult ramp. So, yeah, like I mentioned, this game is, you know, as a physics-based game, you know, the way the marble interacts with edges and corners is pretty realistic. And, you know, if you hit an edge in a certain way, you know, it will send the ball where it should go. And that we call an edge hit. And it's very difficult because unlike just hitting a wall or a flat surface, hitting an edge, you know, has much more precision. And, you know, the angle that you hit the edge affects where it sends you. So oftentimes, even if you do hit the edge, you have to hit it with a really precise angle for it to actually be useful. So when you can find consistent edge hits like that, where you just roll into a little door and it pops you up to the exact height you need, that's like the best. Alright, so we're almost done with the intermediate levels here. I'll take this here, and I'm going to take this really slow because this last section has trolled me way too many times, and I've fallen off and not gone into the finish, and I'm disappointed and sad. We're all good this time. Alright, so now we're into the advanced levels. Again, the difficulty's going to start ramping up. Alright, and check this out. There you go. Hope you enjoy that. We also got...
Oh, yes. I love it.
I'm pulling out all the stops with my goofy sounds. You guys paid for this, so hope you enjoy. I gotta get in a couple for the fans. Okay, so here I got a nice cycle where I can just immediately shoot from the cannon. Sometimes you gotta wait there. Now there, I want to get to the shock absorber and use it as soon as possible because I'm now limited by waiting for it to respawn. And the shock absorber, I get to use it again. It cancels all of my bounce, so I can use it to basically run up to a wall and stick to it, and that lets me ascend those surfaces. So that's one usage of the shock absorber power-up. So this level is all about using the anvil, which is kind of the inverse super jump. It's a super jump, but it sends you down instead of up. I already used one to just send me into the ground, which sent me up. But here I'm going to use it a couple times. So here, if I get this, I'm actually going to use it when I'm about to hit the ground, just to give me a higher bounce. So using the anvil normally sends you down, but here I got to use it to send me up, which is nice. Now here,
have we seen all the upgrades?
Have we seen them? Probably by this point. We're in advanced, right? In a normal game, I would say a confident yes, but in this game, I'm actually not so sure. But I think we have. So here in this middle area, jumping is disabled. So you got to be really careful around all those hazards. And actually, in this whole level, you got to be really careful around all these hazards. These tornadoes are really more deadly than they look. They will just grab onto you and send you flying. But luckily, we're all good here. I'm going to do a kind of a precarious jump to get... Oh, I missed one of the gems. Ideally, you want to get both of those, but let's get this. And let's get out of the hazard zone, and we're good. There's another quota level where you don't need all the gems. Alright, Vibrance Grounds. Here's another hunt level. I need 50 gems. Or 50 points, I should say. Oops. That was bad. The gems are far away, but I'm going to do it because it gives me a blue and a platinum and many yellows. So a whole big group of yellows is nice. So prior to the update which added the speedrun timer, this game did have a couple runners. It wasn't that many, and some of them... Oh, there you go. I used the Taco Bell ding to get up faster. Yeah, intentional. Gem hunt levels were basically auto-scrollers. You couldn't exit them any faster. I need just a couple more points. And so actually this level had a really cool strat. And even though it's slower, I'm going to show it anyway. So here I have enough where I can just pause the game and click exit level, which is again a new feature added for speedrunning mode. But here you actually get penalized when you land here. So actually what you could do is just bounce here and it would send you, each time you do it, you lose some time on your timer. So this is a pretty cool RTA strat that unfortunately we kind of lost with the speedrunning update, but I wanted to showcase it for the marathon anyway. Alright, so these momentum levels are really difficult. It's way too easy to just be sent the wrong direction, or bounce on a block that sends you backwards, or miss a gem like I just did. So let's try that again. And oftentimes when I slide along the wall, it plays too many sounds at once, and so it breaks the music, or just breaks everything, and so hopefully we don't hear that, but we might hear it. Oh, really? do that again. These levels are pretty difficult, so let's just keep doing. How did I miss the super? How did I miss both of those super speeds? I guess I was positioned a little off.
I know, you're just throwing so we have more time to raise more money for custom games.
That. Excuse me. This level also has a thing that makes it difficult. This is another game mode added to Platinum Quest. Okay, that was just me being bad. Called Consistency, where if you look on the right-hand side, you can see a little meter, and that meter is how fast I'm going. And if I go below, in this level, it looks like it's 20 speed. If I ever go below that and I stay below it for just a little bit too long, then it'll make me fail the level because I did not maintain consistency. Okay, that was really good. That was lucky that I... Oh no, I didn't get the gem. No, too slow, please. Oh, dang it, I lost consistency. Like I said, this level is difficult, and in practice, I did it better than this, so that's okay. Like we mentioned, I'm just it's for charity. If you have anything else you want to say, now's a good time.
Sure, I've got $10 for Shadow Visions.
Nice.
They say my favorite herbivore player is on a roll. Put this towards whatever Terry likes.
Thank you, Shadow Visions. That's the winner of our summer tournament, by the way. And he was a newcomer, too. First ever time joining a tournament, and he took out some of our best players, so shout out to Shadow Visions.
There's tournaments for this game?
Yes, this game does have multiplayer. And it's in the gem hunt format that I've showcased. But instead of being single player... Whoa, there was a gem that I missed? Oh my gosh. This is just for content. But yes, this game has multiplayer tournaments. They're very, very competitive, so the fact that Shadow Visions won it is honestly just incredible. But yeah, ours just ended earlier this month, so I promise you, I promise you, I did not play this.
Focus on the level, and I'll let.
Yes.
It's okay.
All right.
You focus, and I'll let our viewers know what they're donating towards. So, if you didn't know, we are raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. While women make up nearly half the gaming population, less than 24% of game developers in the US are women. Girls Make Games was created to address this gender gap and create a space for girls to explore the world of video games. To date, nearly 25,000 girls in 160 cities and 22 countries have accessed game dev workshops, summer camps, and tutorials. GMG's published titles have been downloaded over 190,000 times on partner platforms like PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Creator Program, Steam, and Google Play. By inspiring girls to engage with Steam through the fun and creativity of game design, we're creating a world where girls have the chance to discover their potential through gaming and game dev.
Awesome, really great cause, and I'm happy that that I'm getting to do a run to help contribute to it. Okay, finally got past that level.
See, there you go.
I lost 3.5 minutes, but you know what? The run's gonna keep going.
It's for charity. Don't worry about it.
Alright, here's another gem hunt level. Or gem madness level, I mean. And what I really like about gem madness is if you're doing the IL... Okay, I missed that gem, that's fine. If you're doing the IL, and you collect all the gems, rather than being given a score, you're actually given a time. And so even if you're good enough to get every single gem, you can actually still compete in a fun competition. So again, it plays differently if you're a casual versus a competitive IL player versus a RTA speedrun. That's why I love that game mode so much. Alright, gem hunt. This level, gem hunt level. This one I need 30 points. Oops. Don't need the time travel. I need 30 points. This is gonna be... Oops. This is gonna be 29, so you know that's awesome. Just need one more. That's the worst when you get trolled by these spawns. There we go. All right, here's another level. This level is another one that like totally could have been a Marble Blast Platinum level. It's just like a fun level, not too much gimmicks or tricks, just a cool platforming challenge. This one does have no checkpoints, and so it is possible to fail it at the very end and have to redo it, but luckily it's pretty short, so and hopefully I don't need to worry about it. Alright, good. Very good. It's a fun
Are
level.
there a lot of levels that don't have checkpoints? Or just this one? Or
There are a decent amount of levels that don't have checkpoints. I just happen to know that that one doesn't have it because I've gotten stuck on it before and had to restart. But and it's just a level I feel like it should have a checkpoint. That's why I'm like, no checkpoints. Okay, I need.
I feel you may have been you may have inspired chat. Someone in chat says they want to feel like they want to run it this game next summer.
Awesome, please do. I mean, this game is so much fun, and yeah, it's you know, my favorite. It's my favorite game of all time. I mean, I've been playing Marble Blast since I was a kid, and this game, Platinum Quest, it has its own, you know, campaign of levels, which is what I'm playing right now. I'm playing the Platinum Quest levels, but it also has all the levels from Marble Blast Gold, ported levels from Marble Blast Ultra, slightly different physics, but it's got all the levels. And it's got all the levels from the other fan game, Marble Blast Platinum, all in one package. And it also has 400 community-created custom levels in there, too. And access to custom level where anyone can make their own custom levels, and there are thousands of more custom levels you can play. So, and it's all for free. Just go to marbleblast.com, and you can download Platinum Quest. And it is endless hours. Oh, I just did the same thing twice. Endless hours of fun. So I highly recommend that people play it. And I highly recommend people play RTA as well. Not biased.
No, not at all. Just curious, how did you find these games out? I've never heard of them before until now.
You know, I'm not 100% sure which website it was, but when I was, you know, like 8 years old or something, my parents downloaded it for me on, you know, one of those old websites where you know, could buy CD keys or whatever, and they bought me a key for this game, and you know, the rest is history. And I've been playing ever since. Oh, there you go, Vine Boom sound. Or not Vine Boom sound, Taco Bell sound. Alright. So this is a cool lap level because you're supposed to do all 3 laps in a different way. But you can actually do both the first and the third lap on this sort of downward path, which is very fast, if you use the bumper like I did to get from the bottom up to the top and get the gems in the order that I did. So that's a pretty cool one there. Here's a 2D level with some parts that are very easy to troll me, so let's hope I don't get trolled. Touch that, so it should be good. Okay, I almost bounced too far. If you bounce just a little bit too far, you can fall into a hard-to-fall-in gap. But I've fallen in that gap before, so... and then you just gotta redo the level, so... But luckily it didn't happen here. This level's got a couple moving platforms, so we're just gonna be riding them here, so... That's what I'll be doing. And hopefully not make any silly mistakes. Alright, what do you got? Do you guys think I'm gonna get bonked? Let's hope I don't get bonked, because there's a thing that can bonk you.
No bonks, no whammies.
No bonks! We're good. I have lost too many IL runs to that block. Alright, so this is a level... This game mode is called Haste, in which the finish pad is right here and there's no gems, so I should be able to just finish. But actually, you have to be going at a certain speed to be able to finish. Now, the IL does a cool trick where it basically just does a couple fancy wall hits to get the required speed. But you're intended to go around this entire level. Oops, I messed that up. Let's do that again. So the finish was right there, but I just didn't have enough speed. So I'm just going to keep going through the level. And then right at the end, I'll be able to build up the required speed to finish the level. This is one of the more gimmicky game modes, I'd say. Is that fine? Hopefully that's fine. Is this out of bounds? Okay, it's not. Never fallen in there, so... Alright, now here I just get to build up a bunch of speed with this slope. And now I have enough speed to finish the level. Cool. Wonky Waters. Ooh, good spawn. I think this is enough to beat the level. I need 30 points. And we got... Yeah, I think that's... Oh, is it going to be 29? I think it's 29 points. No. Oh, yeah, it's still pretty good. If you can beat it in one spawn, that's even better. But we'll take 29. And the next spawn isn't too far. Oh. And level. Alright, now this level, I'm not going to be doing the fastest strat. I'm going to be doing a swag strat, which is also easily failable. But hopefully that means I get it, and it looks really cool. Alright, so I come up here, and now I'm going to be bouncing on these things. So check this out. All these are very small, bouncy surfaces, but I can handle it. And then there's this sort of hidden blue gem. And nice, I got it. That's a swag route. I really like doing that. And then I just do a little bit of cleanup over here. And it's also pretty quick, so I had to show this one for the marathon. If you've played Marble Blast Ultra, you might know the level Zenith. That's one of the multiplayer gem hunt levels. This level is inspired by Zenith. It looks very similar, but instead of having ice, it has space, and it has its own layout. I need 30 points to complete it. And it also taught me a word, nadir, which is the opposite of Zenith. From an astrological perspective, where I think Zenith is the point right above you on a sphere, and Nadir is the point right below me on a sphere. I don't remember exactly, but point is, I used the word to score a bunch of points in GMTK's game Wordplay, which I've been playing lately. So thank you, Nadir. Thank you, Platinum Quest, for introducing me this word, which I used to get like 200 points. Alright, this level showcases the physics, the Fizz mod trigger. There's 4 little islands here. The name of the level is Messing with Physics, and each island does a different thing to the physics. So here you can see my marble is really bouncy. That's not good. I got a bad bounce there. So this one is very bouncy. The next one we're going to go on to has very high gravity, which we'll see in a moment. It's very satisfying when you get all the gems in one. I'm just going to take the sand, which makes you not bounce very much. And that'll let me safely make this jump with low gravity. So here I have high gravity during this bit. You're supposed to use the bouncy surface to get one of these gems, but it's easier to just do it with a super jump, so I do that. Now here I can't jump, but luckily there's a nice bounce there to get a gem and take you onto this next surface. And so since you can't jump, you can't use air momentum to make those low friction surfaces easier, but luckily we got it just fine. Here we're gonna... Oop, that was not good. I want to take one of these slopes to send me up. There we go. Good. And now this final area has low gravity, so... Messing with physics, this level messes with physics. Last gem, and to the finish. So Citadel, this is another gem hunt level, and before the recent engine update, this level would get like, if you got 60 FPS on this level, you had a beefy computer. And now with the reverse engineered one and the performance upgrades we've been able to make, I'm getting 700 ticks per second. So we call that an improvement. And also, in this level, your marble spins faster, which took me an embarrassingly long time to notice. And that helps counteract the big slopes. Lost Island, here's an interesting 2D level. With a couple different sections. Oops, let's get that. And here I'm going to take this an unintended way. I'm going to veer off to the left a bit. Which skips me to an earlier part. Or to a later part, I mean. I don't want to skip to an earlier part of the level. That doesn't make sense. Oops. And if I did well on time, which I think I am, I can make a really nice cycle here. Let's see if I get it. Oh, I was just a little bit too slow. You can do an edge hit there. Again, one of those perfect, consistent edge hits that just sends you to the right height. And if you can do it when the platform is not there, it just sends you up to that second level. But that was pretty good. And I used a skip there as well to avoid needing to wait for the platform to come back up. And here's this kind of weird low gravity section with this bit, which is pretty annoying because when you jump up, your spin, you want to go out to the right, but the spin makes you bounce back to the left, which is a bit annoying, but we're all good. That was pretty clean, actually. Alright, so here I just need to remind myself, at the end of this slope, I have to jump. You can't roll, you have to jump. Sometimes I just forget, and I just roll. Alright, now this part, the gravity's upside down, and when you do that, in order to roll, you have to use... Like, I have to hold backwards to roll forwards, because when you roll it, it makes the marble spin. You know, it makes it spin where the top is going forward, so when you're upside down, you gotta do the keys backwards, which is kind of trippy. Alright, and let's not get bumped off by these. Okay, we're good. Here's another level. It just does a bunch of weird physics things. This game has a lot of levels like that. They really wanted to utilize the new things that they made. And I'll go on this side platform. And I'll use the anvil I saved there to reduce my bounce height, which is a little faster. Cool.
Do you know what else is cool?
What else is cool?
I've been told by a little birdie that we have a new incentive. If we get $2,000, we're going to have a late game showcase for Oddsparks, the next game coming up. We're going to take the world we did with the run, turn on the cheat menu, and show off some really cool late game tech. I love seeing cool late game tech. So chat, ! Donate in the chat. Let's get that.
Nice, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
The last level is also pretty exciting because we can use this cannon to skip a huge section just by aiming it at the end and shooting to the end. But here it starts off as a bit of an auto-scroller, so we'll just take this platform. You might have seen that there was the finish that we could see, so let's go back and, you know, maybe we'll just go to the finish. Maybe it'll be a nice short level. Oh, where'd the finish go? What? Go to the finish. And now this part, it switches out on you a couple times. Oops. Okay, I'm really glad I got the checkpoint. Because I timed that wrong. Ooh, that was close. Almost timed it wrong again, but we're good. Here it says look up. Up here. Ooh, okay, I got saved by the platform fading in. That's very nice. Usually that's the opposite of what happens, where I'm about to land on it and then it fades out. Okay, we should be good here. And to the finish. Here's another level with cannons. This level has several different types of cannons. First, I use the super bounce to bounce on that and have the right speed to make it all the way up. And here I skip the cannon just by going in quickly. And now I have a bunch of speed that I can do this. And on the cannon. And again, skip a section just by aiming the cannon at the next section. It's very nice when you can do that. Watch out! This cannon is extremely powerful. Alright, so this level has a gem that's easily chokeable. Sometimes, some people like to get that at the end. I get it at the beginning because it's way too easy to just fall off right at the end, so I do it at the beginning. Otherwise, this is a quota level, and we get it's a pretty good route through the level that gets some easy gems. Wow, that was pretty quick there. I had to wait a bit for that cycle. Right, and to the end. Another cannon level. The cannon, among the people who originally developed this game, the cannon was kind of a meme, particularly the the code file that programmed the cannon. From what I've heard, this was a very difficult mechanic to implement and program. So cannon.cs is kind of a meme among the community. But we're just going to be using these cannons to get all these gems in a specific order. And this is a quarter level, so we've gotten all the ones we need. Alright, we're coming up on the end of Advanced here. I'm going to be playing the level Vice. This is another very interesting mechanic for this actually pair of levels. This level Vice, everything that I do, the game is remembering that I've done it. So all of the switches that I've activated, all the places that I've gone. And then the next level is Versa, right? Because, you know, Vice Versa. Get it? That level will remember the stuff that I did in this level. Now I'm going to go for a really cool skip here. Let's see if I can get it. I can skip all the way to the end with this one super speed if I do it well. But if not, it should still be okay. Nope. If I did it perfectly, I would have bounced on one of the... I would have made it to that platform where I could then bounce on one of the bumpers and send you to the finish. It's very satisfying when you get it, but it's pretty difficult, so it's not the end of the world that I didn't get it. And I still got a checkpoint that let me progress, so not all is lost. Alright, we are at the end of Vice, and as you remember to save the run. Normally I mash enter, but here you have to click, so I need to remind myself. And now we're on to Versa, and it's going to remember all the stuff that I just did. So you see, oh snap, look at the clock. I'm at a minute already. I don't feel like I've been playing a minute, but it's crazy. And this is the final advanced level, and so we'll be on to Expert, which has some of, you know, as you'd imagine, the hardest levels in the game.
You know what else I can imagine?
What can you imagine?
I can imagine we have another incentive for people to donate on. We have a bid war for the Claire Obscure Expedition 33. You can pick the outfits. We have got Classic Lumiere, Summer Swimsuit, Gremlin Mally, Phoenix Loon, and Cleo Seal. I apologize if I butchered any of those names. My French is not my forte. But if you put ! donate in the chat, you can donate towards one of those amazingly cool outfits.
Nice. So there's an edge hit that I do, which is normally pretty consistent, but sometimes it just does not work. You just don't get enough height. I haven't quite figured out why, but we'll get to go for it again here. And this is a pretty cool skip. So if I just do this, it just, boom. I hit the edge there, and it sends me up into the air, and it lets me skip the section. Unfortunately, I failed it the first time, so I had to do it again, but not the worst. And skip to the end, and that's the end of Advanced. We're on to Expert, which is the final difficulty, and it contains some of the hardest levels, so let's do this. Here's another one with a couple interesting physics gimmicks. Grab the shock absorber so that I can use it to soften the fall. Wow, I feel like that was very precise going through that gap. That's kind of funny. Alright, and then I'll get this gem. Use the anvil to get a good speed here. And use a trigger that makes you go fast. That bit there took me a very long time to figure out how to do it the intended way. I would always just kind of do it and hope it works. You gotta wait just a little bit before pressing forward to get the speed boost. It's kind of funny. Alright, dependency. This level has a par time of 3 seconds. That's a pretty good time, 0.92, 929. So the par time is 3 seconds, and the par time is the... Oh no, that's it. The par time is the time that you need to beat in order to beat a level. I guess I didn't need to do that. And this one being 3 seconds means that it's pretty difficult, or, you know, it's pretty tight. But there's this time travel, which kind of keeps respawning. So the gimmick here in dependency is that you're dependent on that time travel, and you gotta keep... make sure you keep time in a good spot. So that way you don't let it expire. Because if you let the time travel expire, you'll almost certainly go over 3 seconds, and then you did not successfully beat the level. I think we'll be good here.
I'm trying to come up with a good timing pun, but I think I'm out of time for that.
Wait for it. Alright, last group of gems for this level. And there we go. That's dependency. And I beat this level's awesome time. So every level in this game has a secret awesome time. I mean, maybe you've been seeing them on my screen because I have them, and so once you have them, you can see them. But it has a secret awesome time, which is very difficult, and it was set by the staff members who made this game. And that's sort of the first one people are supposed to figure out, because getting a sub 1 second time seems pretty natural to do on that level, and that's what lets you know that there are these hidden awesome times, which are quite difficult. So that time I got it. It was nice. So if you played Marble Blast Ultra, you might remember that the marble has a blast. That's the nice thing about this fire mechanic. The fireball sort of gives you a temporary blast, just like it is in Marble Blast Ultra. And it also has some other mechanics where when you are sort of on fire, you break those ice shards. So it's a kind of dual purpose mechanic. Alright, now this level has a platform auto-scroller, and I do have to ride the first bit of it. But there's the second half of the platform, which I can skip. And so that's what I'm planning on doing here. Is I got this teleporter. Now I have to beat this level in a certain amount of, or beat this little room in a certain amount of time. Should be fine. Yeah. So I can make it to the platform before it starts going. But I'm gonna be a couple seconds early, not as early as I hoped, but instead of needing to wait for the platform, I'm gonna do this skip here. And boom, over to the next area. That's a very satisfying skip there.
Agree. That was so cool to see.
Okay, and I made it. To the finish. Very cool. Alright, this level, I'm going to start it off with an edge hit. Let's see if I can get it. It's edge. Perfect. That saves just a little bit of time needing to jump up the blocks the normal way. And it looks really cool. Alright, and let's get this gem. Almost take that one up, but I'm gonna wait for this platform. That's pretty quick, so I could just go here. And this is a quota level, so I'm only gonna be getting some of the gems. And this will be the last gem. And I can bounce on this beam to just get a nice bounce to the finish. Very nice. So if you remember the level Gems from the tutorial, which is the first level with gems in it, this is sort of an alternate version of that level, but souped up. So it's all underwater now, and there's multiple sort of platform layers. And so we're going to take this one up to get to one of the upper levels, where there's going to be a cannon challenge. getting all these gems. I'm also going to be getting a bubble power-up, which is going to come in handy for the rest of this level. So I've got the bubble. And the bubble is what makes water fun in this game. Because it has multiple uses. Right? It makes you go up. I think it also increases your horizontal speed just a bit. It makes the marble bouncy. It's very fun to use. Very nice.
Again, the soundtrack is just so nice.
Yeah, it's a very peaceful sound. Oh, okay, that was good. You really want to avoid touching this green bouncy surface because it sends you just like way into the air. Okay, I ran out of the bubble here because I needed to use it, but that's why we want to avoid it and use the bubble to just barely get those gems without touching it. But that was pretty clean.
Ready, set.
Orthogonality is probably my least favorite level in the game. It's a 2D level, and it has some really annoying tricks for basically every mode of play. This level is kind of annoying, but we'll get to see that coming up. It also has this epic puzzle. Alright, guys. Let me know if you can help me with this puzzle. 2, 2, 3. What does it mean, guys? Help me out. I don't know what to do. 2, 2, 3. Ha! Whew, thank gosh. Figured out the puzzle. And actually, for a casual play, it's really annoying because you can't see where the things that you're landing in are. So you just have to memorize it and find visual cues to help you know where to go. And then this section is also... Oh, really? Really? And you can skip these, but I'm not doing a good job. Like I mentioned, this is an annoying level. And now here, I just YOLO this until it works. Because riding the platform is really slow. And I fall off the platform anyway, so I might as well just do the thing where I have a chance of skipping to the finish. Nice, there we go. Worked out. Yeah, not my favorite level. Fault line. This is another... This level is very dizzying. It's like two-sided, where there's two sides where the gems spawn. I need a score of 25. So you can go between the sides and gravity will switch, and everything is moving, and it's very nauseating. But let's get out of here. Polymorphism. This is another level with moving platforms. The beginning starts off with some slow-moving platforms. So now's another good opportunity to talk if there's anything you want to say.
Yeah, I would like to remind our lovely chat, our lovely friends, that we do have an incentive for our next game. If we can get $2,000, that's $65 away, we can get a showcase for Oddsparks. We take the world we did with the run with, turn on the cheat menu, and show off the cool late game tech. I love cool things. I love seeing really neat tricks at the end of things. Like I said, I'm not a speedrunner. I love seeing all these cool things the speedrunners come up with. So please, chat, ! Donate in the chat. Put your donations in towards that incentive. And hey, while you're doing that, you could maybe put your favorite outfit for Claire Obscure Expedition 33. We've got the classic Lumiere, Summer Swimsuit, Remen and Mali, Phoenix Loon, and Clee Seal. So many cool things. We have so many cool runs. Chat, help us raise money for the Girls Make Game Scholarship. It's just a great cause, and I'm so glad we are here raising money for it.
Absolutely. All right, so here the intended strat is I'm supposed to go around this a couple times to like lower this, but I saved the super jump, so I can just use the super jump and enter the finishes hitbox from up there. So that's a nice little time-saving, cheesy strat.
Set. Go.
Here, we get to hear the funny bumpers. Let's go. Oh, well, I missed it. It's okay. I missed it on purpose so you guys can hear it again.
Okay, then let's go.
Funny sounds. Oop, I totally missed that. I am not doing this. This is not on purpose, I promise. Or I could say it is on purpose.
We'll never know.
But yeah, the way you know which ones have bumpers under them is the friction surfaces, as you can see. Alright, enough with the Taco Bell. Here's the funny boing. Alright, now here I'm going to use this teleport power-up. And get the gems out of order, actually. Here's where you're supposed to go to finish the level. I'm actually just going to get these and then come back. And then use the bouncy thing to just skip the little ending section. So that's a cool strat there. Platinum Construction Co. I need 40 gems for this level. So let's get... maybe I should have gone for a different spawn here. It's pretty low down.
Super speed.
I think if I do something like that, it'll nope, it did not respawn me up higher. There are out of bounds like respawn abuses you can do this level where you intentionally hit a wall and then fall out of bounds and it spawns you higher up. The gem hunt pros know them all. I am not as familiar with them on this level.
Super jump.
I hit an edge, so my super jump didn't get enough height. Let's do that again.
Super jump.
Okay, and I need 40, so this will finish this out. Alright, here's Blast to the beat. And of course, the time gets a little desynced at first. I gotta restart it exactly on the beat. How did I do? I think it's exactly on the beat. Very nice. Very satisfying when I get it exactly on the beat.
Unexpected Crypto the Necro Dancer.
Yeah, it is Crypto the Necro Dancer. And now here's the cool use of this ice shard. You intentionally get frozen on it, so that when it drops you back out, you reappear. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna get this checkpoint for safety. And then I'm just gonna do this cool skip, where I just skip this entire ending section. Wow, that was actually too effective. Maybe I can just... Yeah, okay, I've been doing it a different way. That's actually a lot easier. But you can skip the whole section if you save the super speed. It's very satisfying.
Both are so cool.
Yeah.
Set.
Alright, here's another Gem Madness level. I need 35, and I know the route, so it's another very peaceful one. The music for this one is so peaceful. The gameplay is not. We're gonna be fighting for my life at the top of this castle. Let's see how well it goes. Okay, there's a hole you can fall in there, which I don't want to do. It's very easy to get bounced off here. Okay, I got the 10. Boom. Boom. Okay, good. Good. That was a pretty clean run on that level.
Ready.
Here's another difficult level. Contractor. A lot of these construction themed levels with the same construction themed music, which is pretty cool music, are quite difficult because the levels are kind of, under construction, and so there's lots of, little gaps and holes and, things that make navigating them difficult. Gem despawned on me. Very rude. Oh. Okay, we're good. No need to worry.
Of course not, just as planned, right?
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna get this gem because it's gonna be there. Actually, that gem wasn't a good spot over there, so I could have got it, but... This level's very precarious, so I like to just focus up when I'm on this one. This, go to the final. Oh! No! Okay, we're good. We're fine. Let's go up to this part, and then let's go to this part. So you really want to be centered on these like fans when you're going up. If you're a little off to the side, then you get pushed even more off to the side, and now you're more off to the side, so it just spirals, and then you're off to the side. So you gotta be pretty centered there. I've done that level a little cleaner, but that's okay. Here's another difficult momentum level. This one has 2 laps, so if I miss one of the gems, it's not the end yet because I can still get it on the second lap. So like that one, ideally you want to get them all on the first lap, so you don't need to worry about it on the second lap, but you at least have the option of getting it on the next lap. Now, you can't take all the time in the world. This one, it does not have the consistency requirement. So that's good. You don't need to worry about... you don't need to worry about going too slow. So here I can stop and wait for this to respawn. But this level does have a par time, so I can't spend too long on it. Otherwise, I will pass the par time, and then it won't count as a completion of the level. Just gonna play it safe here. Last gem. We got all the gems. Now I just gotta finish the level.
Super speed. Time travel. Super speed. Super speed. Super speed. Super speed.
Okay.
Ready. Set. Go.
Oops. Alright, here's hydropower. This is another fun one. It's a gem madness level, and it involves water. You get a bubble. It's got some cool hidden gems. This is one of my favorite levels, and it's got the cool construction themed music. Get that gem on the way up. Get that. Go down and get this blue. And then let's go here. I like to land here just for safety. Let's get this hidden platinum, and we're good. Chase track. This is a lap level where the gems are also moving. This level's pretty difficult because if you ever fall off, there are checkpoints, but now the gems have all respawned and they're all really far ahead because the gems are where they would be if they were moving the whole time when they respawn, so it can be pretty difficult. And these gems, they like to just like shift left and right kind of erratically, so difficult level, but really satisfying when you get a good run on this level. This has one of the hardest awesome times in the game, which is those secret unlockable times. This is possibly the hardest one. At least it's one of them.
I mean, my mind is blown. You're chasing these big gems that are going sideways, and you're all over the place, and you're not falling. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very satisfying level. And I fell off there, but that was actually like the best possible time I could have fallen off because I fell off right after getting a checkpoint. So, get this one more gem, and then we just gotta finish the third lap, and then we'll be good. There we go. And I can just fall off here. Into the finish. Very fun finish.
Very fun.
Alright, musing. This level has a really cool ending trick that's very difficult. I might fail it a couple times, but we're gonna go for it. I also gotta do I'm messing up the start. I'll just give it a couple tries. I do this to get an early super jump. Am I fine? Almost. I'll just do it again. Alright, and I'll get this gem that you're supposed to get later. Bounce up. Use it to get use the super jump to get this gravity modifier out of order. Get the checkpoint for safety. And now what I'm going to be doing is getting this gyrocopter, which I'm supposed to use right now to get a gem off to the side. Instead, I'm going to save it, and we're going to use it later to do a difficult trick. So I think we're on pace to get a good cycle. It's also why I was restarting, because there's a cycle here, and I want to get the best one. Alright. We should be able to just make it onto this. Nice. So this is the good cycle that I wanted. Alright, now I'm going to use this gyrocopter to hopefully skip to the end. We're going to do this. We're going to bounce on this. Up and please. Very nice. Okay, I got that first try. Very happy with that. That's a difficult trick. And I've had runs where I just sit there doing that for 3 minutes. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Me too. Very nice.
Now, the beginning of this level is really inconsistent. Like, I genuinely don't know how you're supposed to do the start of this level for IL or RTA. But I found that you can at least use these little intermediate platforms to get in some bounces. Which makes this beginning a lot more consistent. And then I skipped a section earlier. Now, I get this gravity modifier. You're supposed to get another one to revert gravity back to normal. But actually, they put this hole here on purpose, and I'm going to take a safety bounce to make it easier. They put this hole here so that way you can do this section with gravity still facing you the other way. And so you just fall the whole time, gaining speed. And that's a very cool way to do this level. So the beginning of that level is really annoying, but the end is really cool, so it makes up for it. We're almost at the end, actually. It kind of caught up on me. This is the second to last level in the game. And I'm going to go for a cool trick. Awesome, I got it. So that trick, I bounced off of the wall and got a gem upside down, meaning I don't need to do that section normally, which is super cool when you do it. Now, this level is all about fading platforms. And these fading platforms are pretty brutal because they don't come back if you respawn at a checkpoint. So it's also possible that that really cool trick I just got is for nothing, and I fail this ending part and have to redo the entire level. That may or may not have happened. So let's hope it doesn't happen this time. Okay. And let's make our way back. Okay, I'm just going to play it really safe. Get this checkpoint. We're good. And we're good. Oh, that was a funky end. And now we're on the final level of the game, Manic Bounce. This is a multiple minute long, crazy level with spinning things, bouncing surfaces. This is a wacky level, so a really cool level to end off the run. So yeah, time will be coming up in about, 2 minutes or so, if I do it well. Okay. So again, all these green bouncy surfaces will just completely fling you off if you touch them. And this surface is mud, which is slippery, so I gotta navigate on it well. We're gonna do a little bit of a skip here. And if I can get through this fence, I'm gonna do another skip here, where I jump from here over to this checkpoint and avoid a much harder section. And now I'm waiting for this platform cycle to be a good cycle to get that one. Very nice. Ooh. A little too risky there. Let's do that again. Say hello to the sleeping Marble. Marble's just taking a nap. It's even got the little particle effects.
Time travel.
All right. This part coming up right here with these oh, come on. There's this part with the sticks, which is pretty annoying, but I do have a method that should hopefully work with some level of consistency. Down, go. There we go. Please don't send me up. No! What did I say? I even said please. Come on, game. I said please.
You didn't say pretty, please.
I didn't say pretty please. You're right. All right, now here's the final section in the game. This right here is ridiculous, and it's basically just
Wow,
luck. So,
That's trippy.
yeah. So, I wish me luck. This section is brutal. Oh, let's try it again. Oh. And okay, and time's coming up. And time. That is Platinum Quest. 106
Well done.
levels. It's all of the non-bonus levels in the game, back to back to back to back. This game is so much fun. It has so many different mechanics, gimmicks, levels, and I'm really happy to be able to showcase the whole thing. And my time is pretty good as well. This was almost a PB. Just 49 seconds off, so this is actually a pretty good run. I'm pretty happy with how this went. Yeah.
Very nice. Do you have anyone you want to shout out, or maybe shout out yourself?
Sure. You can find me at twitch.tv/thearst3rd. I stream marble games. I stream some other games. I speedrun Fez. Well, it's been a while, but I'm going to be getting back into that very soon for an event coming up. So if you enjoy the puzzle platform game Fez, come check me out. If you like what you see here, please go to marbleblast.com, download Platinum Quest. I'm one of the developers or maintainers of this game now, which is a real honor to be able to do that for the community. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys all so much for inviting me to the event, and it's a real honor to showcase this, and the run went pretty well, so really happy with that. So
Thank you so much for the run. That was one run I will definitely roll into my memory bank of being an amazingly good time. Welcome, friends, to Completethon 2025. If you're just joining us, we are raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. Girls Make Games believe in providing every girl and woman with the opportunity to discover their potential and talents through gaming and game development. With your donations, you're able to directly contribute to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund that provides girls and women with the resources and opportunities to pursue careers in gaming through GMG's many programs, such as their college scholarships, summer camp scholarships, and their new mentorship and internship programs. So all you need to do there to help with that is put exclamation point donate in the chat. Why not you do that while we get set up for our next run? So stay right there and we'll be right back with you. So, friends and chat and friends. Right now, I'm going to head off to enjoy my Saturday. I was heading out in the stream with the rest of you, but in the meanwhile, the lovely I Swim Fly will be your host. I Swim Fly, the mic's yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. Took a nice 2-hour break in there. Thank you, Doodleplex, for taking over for Platinum Quest. And now I'm back for Odd Sparks. We're getting that run set up right now, so we're just gonna continue this little break. But welcome back to Completithon, the charity event that is dedicated to completionist speedruns, where we do 100% all collectibles and all sorts of other categories that just involve collecting everything. If you're interested in getting involved, you can join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and get updates about future events. But for right now, please stick around while we get ready for Odd Sparks featuring Hop Hop and Tater. While we're getting ready for that run, why don't we talk a little bit about the late game showcase? Odd Sparks is going to be, or Odd Sparks has an incentive. If we reach 2,000 total dollars raised, we will get to see a late game showcase where we'll get to see our two runners kind of go into like a late game setup and just absolutely show off some really cool late game tech, possibly turn on some cheat menus, and just get to see them have a lot of fun in a much more open setting to just show off a lot more of the game. So if we reach a total of $2,000, we'll get to see that. Please get your donations in, and we will be right with you. And right before we get into this Odd Sparks run, we have a quick donation from thearst3rd, who said, I don't remember what outfits are available, but I'm going to put this towards the swimsuit. Unfortunately, you forgot to attach an incentive, so I don't know which one that's going towards, but I do appreciate the donation. If you want to let me know in chat, I can try and fix that for you. But thank you very much for the donation. Really appreciate it. We're getting closer to that milestone for Odd Sparks as well.